Good morning. Monday morning. Was it the 24th of January 2020 or 2022? uh, um, in the spirit of making your own compost. Over the last year, these beds were horse manure that broke down. Well, horse manure or horse bedding with manure and marigolds and whatever greens I could mix into with it, and they stood for about almost a year, and then I made beds, but they haven't broken down properly. But the quality of the product that I've got here right now is so much better than what it was, and the plants were reacting so well to it. The tomatoes were just rocking to produce your own compost and to be able to grow your own food, obviously, in your own compost. But the thing is, where do we get everything that we need? Because if you do a big area like I did, I think in total over the 2 years, biomass that I brought onto this premises, and it's a big urban yard, was I don't know, 150 200 cubic meters, um, and I begged, steal and borrowed, well, I didn't steal, but I did beg. So um, I bought some, which was a big mistake. About 55 cubic meters or 57 cubic meters I bought in, which was horrible, which I suffered the consequences of. And then I produced a lot of compost with horse manure, which we are looking at right now, and horse bedding. This is wooden shavings and horse manure. And then when I brought it onto my premises, I chopped down a couple of beds of marigolds, which I then mixed in with them and let them stand for a while and let them get hot and let them cool down. And then I built beds, and over the last winter they were standing under the beds, and then towards the end of the winter I started plant direct sowing into them, and I planted tomatoes and cucumbers and more marigolds and lettuce and carrots and beans and peas and um, celery and coriander, and it all did well except for the celery. That was a bit disappointing. But if I look at, and this is the bed that I'm currently in now, if I look at the celery's roots, I can see why. There's a root knot issue here, root knot nematode issue. So and over here we've got some um, gooseberries, and we planted strawberries as well. Everything rocked except for the celery. So definitely make your own compost. That's very important. But what this all is about, and I have been very quiet over the last while on YouTube, but I think it's time I share and be honest. And everybody always says that we should be honest about everything. So, and they say we should wear our hearts on our sleeves and be honest with our crowd, and that is how you build, obviously, a community. So here's the truth. We can't afford to stay on this premises. We've been fighting it, battling it for 2 years, and it's finally come to the point where it's just not happening, And the way that I do this, and I've mentioned this in a video before, is my dad left me some money, and it comes in small amounts every month, or a small amount every month, and it's just not enough to cover the expenses, and I'm trying to get this to be profitable, but with like the compost that I purchased and so forth, it dealt me a harsh blow, which I just can't recover from. So and my biological sons have moved to their mother, and that's a discussion for another day. So we are actually just 2 adults and 3 children, of which one is Yasia, who is only 10 months old, living in a 5-bedroom house. So we are definitely going to have to scale down. That's rented, obviously. So we're looking at renting another premises. And when I was in corporate, there was always this thing of don't leave cash on the table, organize the best deal that you can. And in the environment that I'm in, I almost want to say I don't want to disappoint God. I don't want to sell God short, because the promises He's made and the properties I've gone to see, that doesn't line up with the promises He's made, And does these properties maybe have the potential to grow to that place where the promise is, or is there an intermediate premises in between again, or what is it? And talking about intermediate, when I moved here with my family, of my 8 children, the only one that wasn't living with us was my eldest son. He was married, and so the 7 other kids still lived with us. And well, my daughter was born here, youngest daughter. And I thought this was going to be the place where we're going to put our roots down and we're going to go with it, But apparently not. And to process the fact that 4 of my biological children have, subsequently my eldest daughter, finished school and moved in with her brother. And then they moved like 1,800 kilometers away from here to Cape Province. And my other 3 went to go live with their mom. And now the house is empty, and the homestead is not surviving. And it's harsh. It's taking its toll. So I don't even know. I just want to be honest. That's all. I want to be honest with you guys. I am most definitely looking at finding another place. I will most definitely start on that premises with chickens first, before starting with vegetables. I think the first vegetables I'll plant will be in the summer, towards the end of this year. Obviously, we're in the southern hemisphere, so we have summer over December, January and February. So I'll be planting squashes just to start off with, just to see how the soil reacts wherever the premises is that we're going to go to. In the meantime, I'm going to run chickens, and it's all about turnover. It's all about creating income and making yourself sustainable, and not going back to corporate. I'm not planning on vaccinating, and therefore I can't go take a job in corporate, because they all need to vaccinate, whatever their plan is. I don't know. I'm a simple guy, but I know I shouldn't vaccinate. You guys that know me personally know what it's all about. And so anyway, so finding a job is not an option. I'm not going to go and find a small little job that pays 1/10 of what I used to earn, just to I'd rather suffer on my knees in my garden feeding my chickens than going to work for a very small tip and having to deal with career-driven individuals that just believe in corporate. I've lost my faith in corporate, that's for sure, and I've gained my faith in God, and that's where our faith should be. and I don't think things are going to get better from here for people who don't like corporate, but we can always, fend for ourselves. God's taught me a lot over the last 2 years on how to provide, not financially, but food-wise, and we've been eating a lot off of our own land. I just need to get it to a point where it's profitable. And a year ago, there was a prophecy that went out that was in line with all the other prophecies. And the beauty about it is all the prophets that gave these prophecies don't even know each other. They don't even know our history. They don't even know the prophecies that's gone out over our family. So the idea is that I should teach other people how to do what I do, and I should feed other people. So I got a right to feed my family. I need to get a right to feed others now as well. So it's No Dig Africa signing out, packing up. That's the sad part here now, is we're busy cutting out every plant, leveling all the compost that we worked so hard on. I've let all the grasses there at the back over there go to seeds. I'll be pulling out those seeds and just throwing it out over the area where we've made our garden in front of the house. The house is there at the back, so we can restore the lawn. It should look much better it should look like a lawn by the end of February, taking into consideration that February is still our summer. And I really, over this last 2 years, realized in the area that we live in, if you look at the palm trees in the background, our summers are really hot. The best time for us to grow vegetables are in winter, unlike the most of the people's yards there in America and Canada and Switzerland and Scandinavia, and all those strange people that like cold weather. We don't freeze at all. So I'll be growing most of my vegetables in the winter time. So this coming winter that's coming now, I'll be finding my new spot, and I'll be putting in chickens. The next summer that comes, I'll be growing squashes, and then the winter after that, that's in 18 months time, I'll start putting in beds again. But this journey, I hope to walk with you all and show you step by step how it's done from scratch for the third time again. So blessings from Justus, Mayor, No Dig Africa. Respect from Africa. Love you all lots. God loves you more. See you in the next one.